Welcome to the AdExpert Podcast. Today we're doing a deep dive into crafting online copy. The kind that actually gets clicks and, crucially, turns those clicks into real results.
Yeah, clicks are great, but conversions are the goal, right?
Exactly. And we're going to be unpacking some key strategies, drawing heavily from AdExpert's own blog post on this top copywriting tricks to improve CTR and conversions. It just came out May 11th, 2025.
Fresh insights.
Our mission today is really to distill those expert tips into things you can actually do. Actionable steps for your ads, your landing pages, social media, emails, wherever you need words that work.
It's about understanding the why behind these tricks, not just the what. How you turn that online traffic into, engaged leads or customers.
Precisely. Using AdExpert's own playbook, essentially.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in. The absolute foundation, according to the blog, and, common sense really, is understanding your audience. Why is this the starting point?
It really is the bedrock, because if you don't know who you're talking to, how can your message possibly land? It's like shouting into a void.
Right.
The AdExpert blog nails this as step one. You've got to get inside their heads what problems keep them up at night.
Yeah.
What language do they actually use?
Yeah.
Not jargon, but their words. And fundamentally, what makes them tick? What motivates them to act?
Okay, so building that map, as you said. And the blog gives some pointers on the kinds of questions we should be asking ourselves to really get that picture right.
Yeah, it emphasizes digging into those core areas.
Yeah.
What specific problem are they desperate to solve? Pinpoint that. Then listen what language. What phrases do they use when they talk about it or search for it? And finally, what's the deeper motivation? Is it saving time, making money, reducing stress? Getting that right lets you craft copy that feels like you're speaking directly to them, one-to-one almost.
That makes total sense. Speaking their language, hitting their pain points, it creates that personal connection. But how does that feeling, that resonance, actually, boost conversion rates, make people click buy or sign up?
Well, think about your own experience online. When you see something that just gets you, that describes your exact problem using words you'd use, doesn't it stop you scrolling?
Yeah, definitely. It grabs your attention differently.
Exactly. It builds instant rapport, a bit of trust even. The AdExpert blog highlights that this connection is crucial for conversions. Your offer feels less like a generic pitch and more like, the solution they were looking for.
Okay, solid foundation. Know thy audience. Got it.
What's the next big piece the blog tackles? It seems like headlines get a lot of focus. Why are they so critical in that, endless stream of online content?
Oh, absolutely critical. That stream is relentless, isn't it? Your headline is your, 3-second audition. Whether it's in Google results, a social feed, an email subject line, it's the first, sometimes the only thing people see. It has to cut through the noise, signal relevance, promise value instantly. If it doesn't hook them, the rest of your brilliant copy is invisible. So how do we write headlines that actually do that heavy lifting? What are some specific techniques AdExpert points out to make them, pop?
They offer some really practical, actionable tactics. Things like using numbers, they create specificity, make it seem more concrete.
Okay.
Asking questions directly engages the reader's brain. Creating urgency, limited time, don't miss out, pushes people to act now. And, maybe the most important, clearly promising a specific benefit or a solution to their problem.
And the blog gives concrete examples for these, doesn't it? Can you walk through a couple?
Sure. For numbers, think like 7 easy tips to something specific. For a question, maybe want to double your website traffic, it pulls you in.
Right.
Urgency could be last chance, sale ends tonight. And for a benefit, something direct like improve your conversion rate today or stop wasting money on ads that don't work. Clear value.
Yeah, those are direct. So the headline's main job is basically just to earn the next few seconds of their attention, get them to read sentence 2.
That's a great way to put it. It's the gateway. It has to be compelling enough to make them stop and say, okay, tell me more.
All right, so we've hooked them with the headline. Now the blog really hammers home the need for a clear, strong call to action, the CTA. What's his basic job, and why does even great copy sometimes fail without a good one?
The CTA's job is simple. Tell people exactly what to do next. You've got their interest, hopefully convince them. Now what?
Yeah.
Without a clear instruction, click here, download now, sign up. They might just drift away. Confusion or hesitation kills momentum.
Yeah.
The CTA bridges that gap between interest and actual action. It's where the conversion happens.
And AdExpert gives examples of CTAs that work well. What kind of phrasing are we talking about?
Yes, they give good ones. Things like start your free trial, download the guide, get your discount now, book a free consultation. Notice they're all action-oriented.
They're verbs, strong verbs.
Exactly. And they start with that verb. Clear, concise, benefit implied sometimes too.
And it's not just the words, is it? The blog mentions making them visible, maybe even repeating them.
Absolutely. Use action words, yes, but also make the button or link stand out visually. Use contrasting colors, make it big enough to tap easily on mobile. And yeah, depending on the page length, repeating the CTA can be smart so it's there when they're ready to act. Don't make them hunt for it.
Okay, makes sense. Now, another angle the blog covers is leveraging social proof, building trust. Why are we so influenced by what other people think or do?
It's deep psychology, really. We're social creatures. We look to others for cues, especially when we're uncertain. If lots of other people seem to like something or have had success with it, it lowers the perceived risk for us.
Like safety in numbers?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
It's validation. If it worked for them, maybe it'll work for me.
Yeah.
It builds credibility much faster than just saying, trust us.
So what specific types of social proof does AdExpert recommend using in our copy?
They list several powerful ones. Customer testimonials are huge, real people, real results. Star ratings and reviews, you see them everywhere. Quick visual proof. Case studies go deeper, showing tangible results achieved for a specific client. And even things like user-generated content from social media, showing real people using your product that feels very authentic.
And where's the best place to sprinkle these in for maximum effect? Landing pages, product pages.
Definitely on key conversion pages like those. Landing pages, product pages, even checkout pages sometimes. Strategically placing a strong testimonial or rating near your CTA can give that final nudge someone needs to convert. It reassures them at the point of decision.
Okay, good tip. Let's shift gears slightly. Simplicity. The blog argues for keeping language simple. Why is that often better than using complex vocabulary, especially for conversions?
It just comes down to clarity and reducing friction. Your goal is communication, leading to action. Complex language, jargon, buzzwords. They often obscure the message. People have short attention spans online. If they have to work hard to understand you, they'll likely just leave.
Yeah, you lose them.
Simple, clear language makes your message easy to grasp, easy to process, and therefore easier to act upon. Clarity builds confidence in what you're offering.
And AdExpert gives a neat little comparison to show the difference, right?
They do. They contrast something like our proprietary solutions leverage synergistic paradigms.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of corporate speak.
Chuckles. Yeah, seen that.
With the simple, direct, we help you get better results from your marketing. Which one instantly tells you what's in it for you?
The second one, obviously, cuts right through.
Exactly. Focus on the benefit, state it clearly. Easy to read, easy to understand, easy to see the value. That's what drives action.
Okay, simplicity wins. Now, what about testing? The blog talks about split testing or A/B testing. Why is this ongoing testing so important? Can't we just write good copy and be done?
If only.
Yeah.
The truth is, you never really know for sure what will resonate best until you test it with your actual audience. Assumptions can be wrong. Split testing takes the guesswork out. You create two versions of something, say, two different headlines or two different CTA buttons, show version A to half your visitors and version B to the other half, and see which one performs better. It's data-driven optimization.
So you're letting the audience tell you what works. What kinds of things does the blog suggest testing?
Lots of things. Headlines are a big one. Call to action button text, buy now versus get started. The placement of your CTA, different images, even the length or structure of your paragraphs. Pretty much any element can potentially be optimized.
And seemingly small changes can actually make a big difference to the numbers. Your CTR, your conversions.
Absolutely. Sometimes a tiny tweak in wording or color can lead to a surprising lift in results. That's the power of testing. You uncover these incremental improvements that add up significantly over time. It's about continuous refinement.
Data beats opinion. Got it. Okay, another key point. Making sure the copy fits the bigger picture, the overall marketing strategy. Why is it bad for copy to just exist in its own little bubble?
Because it doesn't exist in a bubble. Your copy is part of a larger customer journey, a larger brand conversation.
Right.
It needs to align with your brand's voice. Is it formal, casual, funny? It needs to support the specific goals of that campaign. Are you driving signups, sales, awareness? And it needs to accurately reflect the offer if it's a free trial. Highlight that benefit clearly. Inconsistency confuses people and weakens your message.
So from the first ad someone sees to the landing page to the email follow-up, it should all feel connected, tell the same core story.
Exactly. Consistent messaging builds trust and recognition. It reinforces your value proposition at every step and guides the user smoothly towards the desired outcome. Everything should work together.
Okay, consistency across the board. Now, what about how the copy actually looks on the page? Formatting for readability. How does that help?
Hugely important,
Right.
especially online. People don't read web pages like books. They scan. We all do it. Good formatting makes scanning easy. Short paragraphs are key. Using bullet points or numbered lists helps break up text and highlight key info. Bold headlines and subheadings create structure and guide the eye. And don't underestimate white space. Letting the text breathe makes it less intimidating and easier to focus on.
So making it easy for people to quickly find what they're looking for.
Precisely. If they can scan and quickly grasp the main points and benefits, they're more likely to stay engaged and understand your message. Good formatting reduces friction. The blog specifically mentions subheadings, like we're using here, to break things up.
Right, signposts. Good analogy. And related to readability, especially nowadays, is mobile. Optimizing for phones and tablets. What are the key tips from AdExpert there?
Mobile isn't optional anymore, it's essential. So the blog stresses things like even shorter paragraphs for small screens. Readable font sizes don't make people pinch and zoom.
Yeah, annoying.
Big, easily tappable buttons for CTAs. Think thumbs. And maybe be cautious with pop-ups. They can be really disruptive on mobile. The goal is a smooth, easy experience regardless of device.
Because a clunky mobile site is a quick way to lose someone.
Instantly. If it's frustrating, they'll just bounce. Mobile optimization is critical for reaching your whole audience and ensuring they can actually convert.
Okay. Another crucial point, making the offer itself super clear and valuable. What's a common mistake here that the blog points out?
Being vague. Not clearly stating what the person actually gets and why it's valuable to them.
Yeah.
You might be excited about your product's features, but the customer's thinking, what's in it for me? What problem does this solve?
Right. So focusing on benefits over features. Can you elaborate on that difference again, maybe with the blog's example?
Sure. Features are what your product does. Benefits are how it helps the customer. The example was something like, feature. Our tool tracks user behavior. Okay, so what? Benefit. See exactly what your users are doing so you can fix issues faster and increase your results. That's the value proposition. It connects the feature directly to a desirable outcome for the user. Always translate features into clear benefits.
That's a much more compelling way to put it. And the blog also mentions using urgency around the offer.
Yes, creating a reason to act now. Limited time discounts, countdown timers showing an offer expiring, maybe exclusive bonuses for the first X number of buyers. These can motivate people who might otherwise procrastinate. Use them ethically, of course.
Okay, makes sense. Now, we've been drawing heavily on AdExpert's insights. Can you give us a bit more context about AdExpert itself, their overall approach, what they do?
Sure. AdExpert, as you can see on their site, is an online marketing and web development agency. They're based in Los Angeles and have been around for, well, over a decade now, really focusing on helping businesses, especially local ones in LA, succeed online. Their core mission seems to be boosting that online presence, helping businesses hit their goals in what's, let's face it, a pretty competitive digital world. They talk about bringing together marketing know-how and technical skills to get results.
And we've seen their copywriting philosophy in the blog post. How does that fit into their broader approach?
It seems very data-driven. They're not just about writing pretty words. They emphasize making sure the content works for search engines too, aligning with Google's algorithms, using the right keywords, phrases people are actually searching for. It's about visibility and driving traffic, then converting that traffic.
So it's more than just copywriting they offer. What other kinds of services do they provide?
Oh yeah, it's quite comprehensive. They cover Google Ads Management, which is crucial for paid traffic. Website SEO, both general and specifically local SEO for those LA businesses. Social media strategy and management. And then the web development side too, building sites, working with platforms like WordPress, Shopify. It's a pretty full suite.
Like a one-stop shop for getting found and getting results online in LA.
Seems to be the idea. They cover the whole spectrum, aiming for that holistic online success for their clients.
And they seem big on transparency too, tracking, reporting.
Definitely. They mention providing live tracking and detailed reports. Clients can see what's working in real time across all the different channels they manage. That data-driven approach allows for ongoing tweaks and shows clients the ROI. They also mention using AI tools now, staying current with technology to get better results.
And building relationships seems important to them.
Yeah, they talk about aiming for long-term partnerships, focusing on quality work and customer satisfaction. It's not just about quick wins. They specifically mention serving various LA neighborhoods, really underscoring that local focus. And they highlight key team members like the founder, Sam Ashrafi, and SEO expert Isan Nabavadi, showing their internal expertise.
That blend of local knowledge and data smarts seems powerful.
It's a strong combination, especially for businesses competing in a specific geographic area like Los Angeles. Understanding the local market while using cutting-edge digital techniques.
Well, that brings us near the end of our deep dive today. We've really unpacked a lot of valuable copywriting tricks to boost those click-through rates and conversions, thanks to the insights from AdExpert.
I think the main takeaway is that effective copywriting isn't magic. It's a strategic process. It absolutely starts with knowing your audience deeply. Then it's about crafting headlines that demand attention, writing clear, benefit-driven copy, and always having a strong call to action.
Right. And don't forget adding that credibility with social proof, keeping the language simple and direct, and constantly testing and refining through A/B testing.
Exactly. And remember, it all needs to fit together, align with your brand, your campaign goals, make sure it looks good and works flawlessly on mobile, and always be crystal clear about the value you're offering.
So as you're listening, think about how you can apply these right now. Which one of these techniques jumps out as something that could make a real difference for your marketing efforts today?
Maybe it's sharpening your headlines, or adding more specific social proof, or simplifying your CTAs.
And look, if you want expert help putting all this into practice, especially if you're operating in the Los Angeles area, AdExpert clearly has the experience and the range of services. You can find out more about their team, their approach, and everything they offer over at their website, adexpert.io, or just reach out to them.
Finally, just consider this. What could consistently applying these principles do for your business? Even a small, steady improvement in your CTR or conversion rate. Think about the cumulative impact that could have on your engagement, your leads, your sales. It can really add up, can't it?
Yeah.